Okay guys, welcome to another BrainFlex video. So in this one guys, we're going to prove that 0 factorial is equals to 1. So to start with, let's first understand what the factorial is. So by definition, when we say 7 factorial, we mean 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So when you find the product of everything, what you're going to get is what we call 7 factorial. So in other words, 7 factorial is just the product of all positive integers from 1 to 7. So we can write this in a form of an expression where we can say we have letter x, where we say x factorial. X factorial can be expanded as, x multiplied by x minus 1 multiplied by x minus 2. So we are descending, by the way. Again, we can descend by one step by saying x minus 3. Again by x minus 4. And we can keep on and on and on until we arrive at what? At 1. Now, we are interested in this part up to this step. So we can write this as x factorial is equals to x multiplied by x minus 1 factorial. So the factorial on x minus 1 tells us that this can move on and on and on and on until we arrive at 1. Yeah, so we can say x minus 1 factorial. Then from there, we can make some small amendments by just dividing by x, so that this one cancels with that, and that will cancel. We're going to remain with x minus 1 factorial is equals to x factorial divided by x. Now, we have a nice expression that we can use to prove 0 factorial. Okay, let's clear some space. So let's clear everything and just use this one. Let's try this one to see whether we can get the right answer for 3 factorial to start with. So let's say we want to find 3 factorial. We can use this expression by saying let x be equal to 3. Are we sure? No. We can say let x be equal to 4. So that when you replace 4 where there is x, you're going to get 4 minus 1 factorial, which will be equal to 4 factorial divided by 4. And this part will be 3 factorial is equals to 4 factorial divided by 4. We know that 4 factorial, that's 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 divided by 4. The 4 will cancel with that. You are going to remain with 3 times 2 times 1. And we can see that 3 factorial is equals to this one. So the expression that we have, this one, can be used on any kind of factorial of a number. And the end result will be the answer that we are expecting for that particular expression. So now that we've seen that this expression is correct, we can use it on 0 factorial. Let's use it on 0 factorial. This time, let's say we want to find the result of 0 factorial. Let's use a different color. Let's use white. We want to find the result of 0 factorial. We can say let x be equal to 1, a number that is greater than 0. So that once we plug in 1 into x, we're going to have 1 minus 1 factorial is equals to 1 factorial divided by 1. This part will give us a 0 factorial, which is a number we wanted. And this will be equal to 1 factorial. We know that it's equal to 1. It will be equal to 1 over 1, which is equal to 1. So that's how you prove that 0 factorial is equals to 1. The other way you can do this is by studying the pattern. So let's use the pattern approach and see the results. You can also study the pattern of factorials to see the result of 0 factorial. So let's say pattern approach. So using pattern approach, we can start from 4 factorial to see the pattern. 4 factorial is equals to 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which is equal to 4 times 3, that's a 12, and 12 times 2, that's a 24. Then 3 factorial, we have 3 times 2 times 1, which is equal to a 12. No, it's equal to a 6. So 3 times 2, that's a 6. Then 2 factorial, it's 2 times 1, which is equal to 2. And 1 factorial is equals to 1. Now from this one, we can see that when you divide this one by 4, your result will be this one. And when you divide this one by 3, your result will be this one. So when you see the way numbers are moving, we are descending by what? By 1. So it was 4. From there, we moved to 3. From there now, we can move to 2, where we say divided by 2. And when you divide 2 by 2, we are going to get this result. And since we moved by 1 step from 3 to 2, we can do the same here, where we say divided by 1 to get the result of 0 factorial. And this will give us a what? A 1. So you can also prove it using the pattern approach, where you study how the numbers are descending. Yeah, the pattern, by the way, is correct. Let's try 5 and see whether you're going to get the results we are expecting. 5 factorial is 5 times 5 times 3 times 2 times 1. 5 times 5. Okay, in short, from here up to this side, we know that it's a 24. 24 times 5, that's what? Okay, 24 times 5, we can say half of 24, that's 12, and we can add a 0. So it's 120. So 120, when divided by a 5, we must get a 24 as our answer. Let's do it. Let's try it out. So 120 divided by 5. 5 into 12, that's a 2. We're going to get a remainder 2. 5 into 20, it's a 4. So we can see that the pattern works out. You can out even 3 factorial to see the result. You must get the pattern that looks uniform. So that's how you prove 0 factorial to be equal to 1. Okay guys, that's it for this video. In the next video, I'm going to look at on how to apply factorials in real life. Yeah, how they are used in real life. Thanks for watching, and I'll meet you in the next video.